There seems to be no end to the number of compact crossover vehicles that can enter into the marketplace, to the point now where they're coming out with subcompact crossovers, because these kinds of vehicles make so much sense. This is the all-new HR-V. It's built on the Honda Fit platform. It has many of the attributes of the Honda Fit, but plumbed in under the hood is a bigger engine. It has a very nice looking shape. I would say that this is probably one of the best efforts from Honda in a long time. Very cohesive design. They've tried to hide the rear door handles up into the D-pillar, which looks good. However, if you have small children, those handles might be hard to grab. The other nice thing that Honda's done is they've made 17-inch alloy wheels standard on the base model. The starting price is $20,690 and goes to $29,990, almost exactly the same as the new Mazda CX-3. Now, one thing that Honda has done is they've provided this vehicle now with a manual transmission, front-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive with a continuously variable transmission. So that's a nice option for people that want to roll their own gears. They're going to be able to do it in this car. I'll show you around and then we'll take it for a drive and see if you agree with me that this is going to be the replacement for a lot of people shopping for a Honda Civic. Now, because this HR-V is based on the Honda Fit platform, you get all of the flexibility that comes in the Fit, but in a vehicle that's able to go with all-wheel drive, and you sit a little bit higher. So the first thing is the magic seats. Now, the magic seats are in the back and they flip and they fold up. And when you have them in their upright position, you have a very large storage area behind the front seats with an almost flat floor. I particularly like this. I think it's a great place to have your dog walk in and stay kind of kenneled in that little area. That's an idea. Some people put their bike in across between the two doors. And when you flip the back seats down again and then you open up the whole cargo area in the back, it's absolutely massive. It reminds me of a small minivan. The Honda Fit is the absolute winner in the subcompact hatchback race when it comes to flexibility, and I think this HR-V is just picking up exactly where that vehicle leaves off. And when you compare it to the CX-3 from Mazda, there is absolutely no comparison to back seat leg room. There's plenty of knee room. The seats are much more comfortable. Now, speaking of comfort, Honda is very good at producing cars that are comfortable. The seats on this particular model are very supportive and comfortable. The seating position is fabulous. And when you look forward, you see the new 7-inch display audio. That's standard on all models. All models also come with Bluetooth connectivity and heated seats. So let's run through the main things you get here on the base model. 17-inch alloy wheels, Bluetooth connectivity, heated seats, you get display audio with a backup camera. What else do you really need? Underneath the floating console, you'll see there's connections for USB. You even have a power outlet and HDMI. I'm not sure what you use HDMI for, but it's in there. Sure, there are other packages. You can get the moon roof. You can get the leather seating surfaces. You can get the lane watch that turns on the camera underneath the right mirror when you turn right. All of those sorts of things. This particular model, the top trim has the automatic climate control. That's a nice feature, but they're not necessities. I think that Honda has packaged this absolutely perfectly. All the necessities that you need are on the base car. I really do like the look and feel of the inside of the HR-V, but one thing that's missing, the same complaint I've had with the Honda Civic and the new Pilot, there's no volume button next to the radio. It's a touchscreen operated system and really is not great. I prefer just a rotary dial there, and it would solve that problem. So overall, the interior might not have the same level of finish as the CX-3, but usability, it absolutely trumps it, hands down. Now, I mentioned this car is based on the Honda Fit, but it doesn't have the Honda Fit engine. That car comes with a 1.5-liter engine. This car has a 1.8-liter plumbed in. Very similar to the Honda Civic. It's the same thing they do with the CR-V. The CR-V is based on the Civic platform, but it has the Accord engine. So they upsize the engine, provides 141 horsepower, 127 foot-pounds of torque. Now, about 15% of Honda Fit owners buy it with a manual transmission. Nice to see it's offered, but it's only available with the front-wheel drive configuration. If you want all-wheel drive, you go to the continuously variable transmission. Same thing, similar engine to the Civic, similar transmission. Now, this is a good one. I will be on record as saying this is a very good job. I had 4 teenage boys that I picked up from soccer practice just last night, and we all drove, and the car didn't feel underpowered. I say it's got adequate power, and it does a good job. You can slide it into sport, and it makes it livelier. Plus, you have paddle shifters, which mimics preset gear ratios inside the continuously variable transmission. Now what this car does have in common with the Honda Fit is that it has what's called a torsion beam in the back. It doesn't have independent rear suspension in the back, and that's to make room for cargo, but it's also a cost savings because they don't have to change the suspension when the car is going down the assembly line. Now that doesn't detract from the way this car feels. It actually feels quite good on the road. And one thing I'm noticing over the Honda Fit, it feels a little quieter. That was one of the complaints I had of the Honda Fit. This HR-V definitely feels a little more insulated. You sit up higher, and I can totally understand why people like this size of vehicle. You can maneuver it, you get the all-wheel drive, easy to park. It's a lot of fun. Fuel economy is obviously important. That's why you'd buy a smaller vehicle like this. It's rated at 8.8 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 7.2 on the highway. That's equipped with all-wheel drive and a continuously variable transmission. Now with the Honda Civic coming up on its 18th year as the best-selling passenger car in Canada, and with a new model coming out towards the end of 2015, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I truly believe a lot of people are going to go into the showroom, and for roughly the same kind of money, they're going to look at the Civic, and then they're going to look at this HR-V, and they're going to say, wait, you can sit up higher, you have all-wheel drive, you've got a hatchback, you've got those wonderful magic seats in the back. It really is a bit of a no-brainer. This vehicle comes with alloy wheels, standard equipment, and heated seats. If you wanted heated seats and alloy wheels in a Honda Civic at the current pricing, it's $22,000. It's more expensive than this. So that's why I think this HR-V is going to do incredibly well. And compared to the Mazda CX-3, the interior amenities and the space is so much greater that I think it's a no-brainer if you're choosing between the two. HR-V from Honda, I think they hit this one out of the park.